Rollins, that kiss of death was just the beginning of the end for you. Now I have friends in high places, and it looks like you don't have any friends at all who would be dumb enough to side with you.
Bullet Club 4.
Who would be dumb enough to side with Seth Rollins? The question should be, who would be mad enough to take on the corporate team? They are not allowed to be on this brand. They're not contracted to be on this brand. But Finn Balor, AJ Styles and the Young Bucks of the Bullet Club have accepted the challenge. What the hell's going on? Don't tell me that Gallows and Anderson are the ones behind these heinous actions, taking out Stone Cold, attempting to dismantle the Bullet Club and Seth Rollins. It is Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson as I live and breathe. Gallows and Anderson, the final pieces of the puzzle. Gallows and Anderson are the goons, and they are working for the corporate team. The war between the corporate team and the Bullet Club has just reached new heights, especially after the shocking revelation on New Year's Day that Gallows and Anderson were working for the corporate faction. They have turned their backs on their former Bullet Club stablemates and have joined the corporate team. Hello ladies and gentlemen, we are just one episode away from Desolation, one episode away from War Games, and also one episode away from Cactus Jack taking on Bray Wyatt in a last man standing match tonight. He takes on the Big Red Machine Kane in a matchup pitting Wyatt's disciple against the hardcore legend himself, and one episode away from TLC, CM Punk talks tables, ladders and chairs here tonight. He talks about his world title rematch against the world champion Shawn Michaels at Desolation. What a match that's going to be, but what a match War Games is going to be. And representing the corporate team, the corporate interest, is this man, the rated R superstar, the former Ultimate Opportunist, but many of his critics are calling him the squanderer of opportunities. However, I am sure that at Desolation, he is going to take the opportunity to take out his frustrations on not only the Bullet Club, but also Seth Rollins, who has been a thorn in his side for months. And there you see the two men, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who have just been named the next two members of the team corporate at War Games. It's going to be Edge, the Dudleys, Gallows and Anderson taking on the Bullet Club consisting of the Young Bucks, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and of course Seth Rollins. But why did they show up as the men under the masks? Why did they do it? Hopefully we're going to find out right now.
If you didn't know before, you sure as hell know now. This is a war. But it's not just a war between warring factions. It is a war of ideals. And what I believe is that you have to pay your dues in this business. I see a man like Seth Rollins who seems to get handed everything because he's the flavor of the month. Well, I have had to scratch and claw for everything I have achieved. To me, Seth Rollins is achieving a fluke after a fluke, and it's because of this that you want to support him all of a sudden. Whereas I came in here with the higher moral ground, and yet you boo me now. But that's okay. I'm not doing this for your approval. I'm fighting for what is right. Now last week, I will admit, we were on the back foot. Myself, the Dudleys, we were thinking to ourselves, has the commissioner actually got a plan in mind? Because when I saw the Bullet Club, I was just like all of you, I was shocked. And you know what? It threw a wrench in the works. But no matter how popular the Bullet Club is, they are just no match for the corporate team. We have the money, we have the power, and in this business, that means everything. Now at Desolation, at War Games, it is going to be Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Finn Balor and the Young Bucks versus myself and the Dudleys representing the commissioner, and of course, these two men, and I'll let them explain for themselves why they have chosen to back the corporate team. Thank you, Edge. Now, we don't owe any single one of you an explanation for why we've done what we've done, but we're gonna do it anyway. I mean, what else is there to say? What's to say money makes the world go round? Do I need to say any more? Now, when this whole Bullet Club situation came about, I thought it was an exciting opportunity. I thought we could get back into the fold, maybe make some money, who knows, travel up and down the road like old times, but I guess we weren't needed because Matt and Nick, they didn't give us a call. Finn didn't give us a call. AJ didn't hear from him either. So I guess one of the reasons we've done what we've done is because we appreciate being wanted. And the Bullet Club like to call themselves the most popular faction in the world of professional wrestling. You know, it's hard to argue, but who started it? It was us. It was us and Finn. And I don't know what Finn is thinking hanging around with those jabronis, because we are the ones who are terrorizing people long before AJ and the Bucks hopped onto the bandwagon. Let's face it, the corporate team wouldn't even have opponents if it wasn't for us. And sure, they're popular now, but why are we taking them out? Yeah, they're our friends. I'd love to have a beer with those guys, but royalty isn't filling our pockets, it is the almighty green. The almighty dollar is what is keeping us going. And yeah, they've made a hell of a lot of merch money from their shtick, but we're still getting a commission off of that merch money. And speaking of which, my pay packet's been quite light this month. I think we may have to send over a cease and desist. But regardless, we're free agents, and when there's a job to be done, Gallows and Anderson will be there. Gallows has his family, I've got my kids and a hot Asian wife to support at home, so we need this. I can morally justify taking out Stone Cold Steve Austin. I can morally justify taking out Seth Rollins. I'm doing this for my family. And I could give a damn what Seth, Austin, or anyone else thinks about it. The fact remains, the corporate team, they have the power, they have the money, and if I can get myself a slice of that pie, myself and Gallows, we're gonna take a slice of it in an instant. Booing us and booing our decisions ain't gonna change the fact that at War Games, we are going to take out the team of Rollins and the Bullet Club. We are gonna kill our own creation.
Well, money above loyalty, it seems, for Gallows and Anderson. However, this man is now all about integrity. This is the Intercontinental Champion, the Royal Rumble winner, Seth freaking Rollins. And I'm sure he's got a lot to say about what took place on Metal New Year's Day. And he is wondering, as we all are, why Gallows and Anderson are the two masked men.
Now I'm sure everybody enjoyed that little exposition that you guys did just then, but quite frankly, most of us do not give a damn why you have joined the corporate team. All we care about is kicking your ass and taking you to war. Because at War Games, it doesn't matter how much money you are making. It does not matter how much corporate backing you have. What matters is the size of the fight in the man, and the man is standing right here as Intercontinental Champion, and the man is going to WrestleMania. But before I do that, before I take care of the champion at WrestleMania, I'm gonna get through you. And with the help of my boys, the Bullet Club, we are going to take you down in War Games. And you know what? I don't want to wait. I want to fight all three of you right now. You never were that smart, Seth. It doesn't need to be a handicap match, I am happy for it to be you and me, one-on-one.
Oh well, we've been waiting for this since the Royal Rumble when they were the final two. We've been waiting for this since they last met one-on-one at Insurgents. That night, Seth Rollins came out on top with the Intercontinental title on the line, but Edge said, this isn't about titles, it's one-on-one right now. No Gallows and Anderson to help, they've gone to the back, but Rollins taking the fight, runs up the ropes and the dive. Choke Bay through the ropes, crashing out onto Edge. This matchup between Seth Rollins and Edge, they were the final two in the Rumble. Tonight, one episode before War Games, they're going to tear each other to shreds.
My mind is spent. My body is broken. Yet I am ready for war. Trapped. Isolated. Locked away from society. These sick games we play. The twisted, demented steel. Are you ready for war? No Lewis Wrestling presents Desolation live on pay-per-view.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Lewis Wrestling. There you see the moonsault, standing moonsault from Seth Rollins, who has really maintained control throughout the commercial break, but now up on his shoulders in the electric chair position, but then gets planted face first into the canvas by Edge, who up until this point has been on the back foot, but he's looking to try and take some control in this match against Seth Rollins to prove the critics wrong, and he's doing a good job of it, especially with that spinning heel kick. And Seth Rollins versus Edge is a pay-per-view main event worthy matchup, but it's taken place in our opening contest, one episode away from Desolation, one episode away from War Games, where they will captain their respective teams. And here is the education, the reverse sharpshooter, but Seth Rollins makes it to the ropes and Edge breaks the hold on the count of 5. And Edge, although this is non-title, he wants to prove a point that he can actually beat Seth Rollins, because at the moment against Seth he's 0 for 2, and now gets crushed on that top rope, and the Hurricane Rana by Rollins, and the Intercontinental Champion now has Edge right where he wants him with the Falcon Arrow. Edge lost to Seth Rollins at Insurgents with the title on the line, and then at the Royal Rumble, when Seth Rollins entered at number 1, Edge entered at number 30, they were the final two, and on that occasion, Seth Rollins won, but Rollins looked for a comeback that time, and it was stopped by a forearm from Edge. And Edge specifically said he does not need Gallows and Anderson at ringside, and he may be right, there's the education, or the execution I should say, that elevated DDT, but Seth Rollins kicks out. And not many men can say they've kicked out of that move. It's a devastating hold. But Edge wants to put it over the spear, but gets kicked in the face. And now, Edge, whipcord knee by Seth Rollins. And now, Edge is right where Seth Rollins wants him. And Edge may have been knocked loopy with that knee to the face of Edge. And now, Edge, oh, for God's sake. And I should have known, this is probably an ambush all along. It was probably a master plan from the get-go. Lull Seth Rollins into a false sense of security, and the damn magic killer on the floor. On that concrete floor, the magic killer. And you saw what happened last week when the masked men, well, we now know that those masked men were Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Last week, they worked over the ribs of Seth Rollins. And look at this now! Execution through the table! The announce table shattering at our feet. And it is this corporate team that has taken out the Intercontinental Champion. And as we know, security has been ramped up here tonight so that the Bullet Club cannot enter the building as per their metal contracts that render them exclusive to the metal brand. But Seth Rollins desperately needed backup here tonight, and the club reunites. Folks, I am standing by with the underdog everybody loves, the American Dragon, Daniel Bryan. Now, Daniel, leading into WrestleMania, a lot of people are asking, what are you going to be doing at WrestleMania? You know, Jimmy, I honestly can't answer that. I don't know what Daniel Bryan will be doing at WrestleMania because, quite frankly, I've been floundering for a while. I defeated a man who had been undefeated for 3 years in this company. I'm talking about Kurt Angle. And when I became the first man to defeat Kurt Angle, I assumed wrongly that my career would skyrocket immediately. And unfortunately that hasn't happened. But I'm not giving up hope. I mean, I made it to the final 4 of the Royal Rumble. I didn't win, but then last week I completely obliterated Xavier Woods. So I still have a lot to give and a lot to show. Now granted, I won't be challenging for the championship at WrestleMania, so where does that leave me? All I'm saying is, despite setbacks, despite hurdles put in front of me, I have managed to overcome them in my career. And I am confident in saying, I don't believe any man on his best day can beat me on my worst. Maybe that sounds arrogant to you, but I still believe I have the technical skill to be a major player here. And now that I've been drafted to this brand, I intend to prove it going forward. So, as for WrestleMania, what are my plans? I don't know. But what I can say is this. I want an opponent. I want an opponent at WrestleMania who can push me to my limits. I want somebody who I can tear the house down with, but I also want somebody who's not going to be afraid to kick me in the face so I can kick them back. I'm looking for a challenge. I'm not just talking about anybody on this brand, I'm talking about anybody on Metal. I'm talking about any wrestler in the world who wants to test their strength and their metal against Daniel Bryan. Oh, and Daniel Bryan, he was cut off mid-interview there. And yet again, this is what we heard last week and the week before. It's distracted the likes of Rob Van Dam and John Morrison, but what is it? Well, do you know what the hell that was about? Oh ho ho, Daniel, how is it to be in the presence of a champion? Yes, I am the new hardcore champion here in NLW, and I've brought more to this brand than you have. Isn't that funny, Daniel? Oh, I want a challenge. Oh, I am a challenge because now I am the champion. Xavier, good for you. You know what? How about you find a challenger worthy of your presence? I'm so sorry. Let's see how long you keep that championship with the 24/7 rule, huh? Hey, I've already held this championship longer than you ever have, so shut up, Daniel. Wait a minute. Oh my God. It's Pentagon Jr. And Pentagon breaking the arm of Xavier Woods. 2, 3. Oh my God. We have ourselves a new hardcore champion, and his name is Pentagon Jr. And Xavier Woods has been taken out. I mean, you could count on your hands how many seconds Xavier Woods held that championship for, but since the 24/7 rule was used for Xavier Woods to defeat Dean Ambrose on Metal, obviously thanks to the help of Roman Reigns, now that same 24/7 rule has come back to bite him on the ass. Pentagon Jr. breaking Xavier Woods' arm and taking the Hardcore Championship, and well, now that Pentagon Jr. is the champion, I'm not sure anybody wants to take that title from him. And aside from that, what a night it's already been. We're 1 episode away from Desolation. That means 1 episode away from War Games. And earlier tonight, Seth Rollins took the fight to Edge, but it was too much for him. A 3-on-1 assault, a magic killer on the floor, and an execution through the table left Seth Rollins lying flat on his back. How are the Bullet Club going to respond to these actions on our next edition of Metal? Now, as Seth Rollins said, he's got to get through War Games before he can challenge for the championship at WrestleMania. But speaking of championships, the X Division Championship is an exclusive title to the NLW brand. And last week, there was a #1 contenders match to see who would be the first challenger since the brand split. Adam Cole faced Rob Van Dam, and it ended when Rob Van Dam was distracted by the same mysterious music we heard during Daniel Bryan's interview. And that was what led to Adam Cole picking up the victory over Rob Van Dam, getting another shot at the X Division Championship, which he last held. So without further ado, it's for the X Division Championship, the former champion Adam Cole versus the current champion, the man that gravity forgot, Neville. An eagerly anticipated championship match. This is what the new No Limits Wrestling's about. It's about title opportunities and unpredictability. And Neville has defended his title successfully against the likes of Adam Cole and Tyson Kidd in the past. among others, but tonight, title's on the line, and they measure each other up. There's an arm wringer. And this is going to be a mad classic and a high-flying technical affair if I ever saw one. Leapfrog. It's going to be difficult to call as well. There's a victory roll, but kicks out. And now Adam Cole in the clutches of Neville, who hits a tornado DDT. And Neville sees Adam Cole, and wisely, Cole moves to the safety of the outside, and Neville going for a dive, but Cole moves out of the way, and now a handspring, and now a kick to the ribs. And looking for the suplex maybe. Tries to lift him, but Cole turns it into a Hoshigoroshi, the knee across the back of the spine and the skull. And don't expect these wrestlers to slow it down at any point in this matchup. That is what the X Division is about. It's not about weight limits, it's about no limits. And hence that kick that was full force into the face of Neville that time. And the man who gravity forgot is trying to come back early on, but went for a wheelbarrow, a victory roll of his own, and it was turned into a German suplex and another stomp by Adam Cole. And what is he going for now? Possibly the figure four, but kicked away by Neville. And the champion tries to maintain control, tries to get back into this contest. It's been mostly Adam Cole for the most part, and now, oh, what the hell? That was insane agility from Neville. The balance and the poise to connect with that Asai moonsault. Just incredible, and the quickness as well. Take a look at this again. Adam Cole went for the baseball slide. He leapfrogged it and took a risk, but it paid off for Neville with the Asai moonsault. And now Adam Cole once again is down. Neville on the second rope with the Phoenix Splash, but Adam Cole that time had the knees up. Knees up from Adam Cole. Sunset flip. In for the cover, but a 2 count. Neville back on his feet. Slides underneath, and there's a super kick. And now back on his feet. Handspring into a super kick of his own. Connecting with a sickening impact off the skull and the chin of Neville. May have broken his jaw. And now going for the Florida Key, that German. But now on the shoulders and the reverse Frankensteiner. That reverse Hurricane Rana. All the impact on the back of Cole's neck. And it may be over right now. We didn't expect it to go long because of the fast-paced nature of both of these men's offense. Go for the red arrow, but a shooting star lands on his feet. Now Adam Cole going for the Panama Sunrise, that Canadian destroyer, but instead Neville had the wherewithal to scout it out. And it was the Ultimate X that Adam Cole lost the X Division Championship to Neville. And Neville going for the Frankensteiner. Oh my God! It was turned midair into a Panama Sunrise, and Adam Cole, one arm draped over the champion, and Neville is champion no more. What a shocking outcome here tonight. This title match, the first X Division Championship defense on this road to WrestleMania, and Neville has lost the championship to Adam Cole, baby. Well, take a look at this. Went for the red arrow, noticed that Adam Cole had moved and instead landed on his feet, and then Cole went for the Panama Sunrise, got crushed, and then right there. If you missed it, rewind this bit and watch it again. The Frankensteiner got turned mid-air. How was he even able to do that? Switched the control mid-flow and hit the Panama Sunrise, that flipping pile driver. And I don't blame Neville one bit for this loss. That was just one of the most, if not the most, incredible counter I've ever seen in my years of doing this for No Limits Wrestling. And if anybody deserves to be champion after that move, it is Adam Cole, baby! He is your new X Division champion, but I'm sure Neville wants this rematch down the line. And well, folks, still to come tonight, more huge clashes, including Cactus Jack, the hardcore legend, going one-on-one with the disciple of Bray Wyatt, Kane. It is up next.